Welcome back, guys. In the last video, I talked about when flow happens, when required ability is matched, or rather is just a little bit higher than available ability. I also talked about the difference between what might be called low flow and high flow. In this video, I want to talk about why flow experiences enhance happiness levels. As it turns out, there are at least 3 reasons for it. First, flow is enjoyable in the moment. Why? Because, as Professor Csikszentmihalyi found, flow experiences are meaningful, and we find meaningful experiences to be enjoyable. Here's a video of a guy, a street painter named D. Westry, that shows you just how enjoyable flow moments are in the moment. Check it out.
Our next contestant hails from Columbus, Georgia. Let's hear it for D. Westry. Come on out, D.
All right.
All right, so what is your talent? What will you be performing today?
I'm a speed painter, and I'm going to do a painting in a minute and a half or less.
Okay. All right, here we go. Let's hear it for D. Westry.
Really? Are they good? Yeah, some of it.
All right, D, you have 1 minute left. Here we go.
What do you think it is?
I
Can't tell what it is.
don't know.
45 seconds, D. Here we go.
They're not even intrigued.
Oh, now we got some color going on. Let's see.
30 seconds, D.
Oh, you've seen some of these before.
Come on, guys, we can figure this out.
I honestly have no clue. Not a clue.
I don't think you have much time.
No!
It looks like a pear.
Like potato.
A potato.
All right, it's coming down to the wire. 15 seconds, D.
A pear.
Come on! Give
Go,
us
D.
a five!
Westry.
Come
Give
on,
us
come on.
3, 2, 1. Let's hear it for D. Westry.
Okay, and
There we go.
As you can tell from the video, Westry was in flow. He was so focused on what he was doing that he wasn't judging or evaluating himself. What you could also tell that he was quite relaxed. He was really enjoying himself. That's what happens to you when you're in flow. Notice also that although D is obviously a very talented painter, after all, he was able to draw or paint Anderson Cooper's face upside down, that too in 90 seconds flat. He's also a bit of an entertainer and a showman. He knows that it wouldn't be as interesting to paint somebody right side up as it would be to paint them upside down. In other words, D knew that his skills would be all the more appreciated if he could find a way to test them or exhibit them in an interesting and unusual way. That's what happens when you're in flow. You're constantly evolving and growing in new and unexpected ways and finding new, creative, original ways to harness your talents. That's part of the reason why flow activities are so meaningful. They make you constantly grow and evolve and learn. The second reason why flow enhances happiness has to do with charisma. Let me explain why this is by showing you another video, this time of an artist that I'm sure many of you have heard, Susan Boyle, who was a participant in the 2009 edition of Britain's Got Talent. Watch.
What's your name, darling?
My name is Susan Boyle.
And how old are you, Susan?
I am 47. And that's just one side of me.
Okay, what's the dream?
I'm trying to be a professional singer.
And why hasn't it worked out so far, Susan?
I've never been given the chance before, but here's hoping it'll change.
Okay, and who would you like to be as successful as?
Elaine Page.
Elaine
something like
Page.
that.
What are you going to sing tonight?
I'm going to sing I Dreamed a Dream from Les Miserables.
Okay.
Big song.
Yeah? Yes.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by. When purpose mine life was living.
You didn't expect that, did you? Did you? No.
I dreamed that love would never die. I prayed that God would be forgiving. I was young and unafraid. When dreams are made and used and wasted, there was no ransom to be paid, no song unsung, no wine untasted. But the tigers come with their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your hopes apart, as they turn your dreams to shame. Still I dream you'd come to me. And we could live our lives together. But there are dreams which cannot be, and there are storms we cannot weather. I had a dream like life would be, so different from this hell I'm living, so different now from what it seems. Now life has killed the dream I dreamed.
Now, Susan will be the first to admit that she's not a great looking person. That's part of the reason why everybody in the audience in the video that you just saw, including the judges, were against her at the beginning. And yet, by the end of her performance, she had everybody eating out of her hands. That's what flow can do for you. When you're in flow, particularly high flow, you naturally become more charismatic. You might have discovered this for yourself when you did something really well. Maybe you danced really well at a function, or you delivered a great presentation, you cracked a great joke, cooked some really nice food. Whatever your talent is, when it is on display, people naturally find you more attractive. In my classes, I sometimes ask my students to rate Susan Boyle on attractiveness, physical attractiveness, before I show them the video that you just saw. Turns out on average, she gets a rating of 3.5 out of 10 before they watch the video. Then I ask them, sometimes it's a totally different group of students, to rate her on attractiveness after watching her performance. And it turns out that when you rate her on attractiveness after watching the video, the average rating is over 6 on the 10-point scale, a really big difference. When I spoke to Professor Csikszentmihalyi recently, I asked him, why is it that we like others who exhibit flow? Here's what he said to me. Listen.
One advantage of flow is that it's a non-zero sum game, you know. All the other rewards that we work for are zero sum. In other words, if I get a lot of money, somebody gets less, probably, or the only way I can feel good is by having more than others. And the same thing with prestige, the same thing with most extrinsic rewards are zero sum, so to be able to get enjoyment and meaning from flow means that you are not dependent on other people being worse off than you are. In fact, as you say, often you are allowing them to experience flow and flow can be contagious.
As you just heard from Professor Csikszentmihalyi himself, it seems that an important reason why people find you more attractive when you exhibit flow is because flow is not a finite resource. Your flow doesn't have to come at a cost of my flow. In comparison, if you think about the extrinsic yardsticks of superiority, money, fame, power, etc., these are finite resources. There's only so much money to go around. There are only so many magazine covers on which our pictures can appear. So when you pursue these extrinsic yardsticks, people naturally feel threatened because they feel that you're taking away things from them that they too want. However, if you pursue flow, people don't feel as threatened. They know that you can have your flow and they can have their own flow, and the two don't have to come at a cost to each other. So, to summarize what I discussed in this video, there are two big reasons why flow enhances happiness. One, flow is enjoyable in the moment, and two, flow makes you more likable. In the next video, I'm going to talk about another reason why flow enhances happiness. And not just happiness, but also success. Till then, ta-ta.